Alright lads, welcome back to another video. This one is clearly, by the thumbnail, the title, etc, going to be about Hamilton Accies and how are they doing it, eh? How are they doing it? They're proving to come out with a bit of form in the time they need it once again, and everyone never expects it. They never expect this for Hamilton, or they maybe do expect it, but they just always seem to always back them to go down. And I'm one of those. I'm not going to back away from it. I'm definitely one of those people that backs Hamilton to go down every single season. And they always got to prove me wrong. And it's my own fault. It really is my own fault. So today we're going to look at their most recent result against Livingston. Obviously a 2-1 away win at the Tony Macaroni Arena. And obviously recently they got a win against Motherwell in the Lanarkshire Derby as well. So they are finding that little bit of form that always seems to keep them up. So as we can see right here on the screen, you've got Livingston 1, Hamilton Academical 2. A very impressive win considering they had to come from behind to win the game. Obviously, as you can see there, Saturday 12th of September 2020, Livingston went ahead in the first minute of the game, and for Hamilton to come back in the way they did in the second half, clearly by the goals coming for David Templeton in the 57th minute and Kyle Monroe in the 85th minute, David Templeton getting an assist and a goal in this game, so clearly a candidate for man of the match. And overall, it's a fantastic result for Hamilton. I spoke about it in the predictions video that I did a couple of days ago against my subscribers, that these are the type of games that even though Livingston performed well last season, they have to come out and get 3 points in these games, Hamilton. Livingston as well, to be fair, they're kind of 6-pointers, despite the fact that Livingston, as I said, done well last season. The fact that these two clubs are still the smallest in the division pretty much, and they're going to have quite low budgets overall, they have to get points in these games because they're probably most likely to be floating around those sort of same positions at the end of each season. As you can see there, a picture from David Templeton's second half strike which levelled the game for Hamilton, and that was just the start of it. Obviously that was the start of the comeback, and I found this bit quite interesting. Hamilton Academical head coach Brian Rice believes his side would have beaten Livingston despite trailing at half time. Now, obviously, managers are going to say that because they just simply think their team is going to be good enough because they manage their own team, they believe in the group of players they have at their disposal, but there's just something about that mentality that maybe that's how it works for Hamilton, maybe that's how they get these results, because they've always got that belief that they're going to come out on the good side of it eventually. They're going to survive in the Premier League for another season. This will be what, their 6th or 7th season straight in the league, and obviously they always flirt with those relegation places, but they always survive, and that's the fantastic thing about Hamilton. It's beggars belief how many times it's ended up happening, because every season everyone backs them to go down, but they always prove us wrong. And as you've seen here, as you saw in the scoreline as well, David Templeton's equaliser on the hour, and Kyle Monroe's 85th minute header cancelled out Scott Pittman's first minute opener in West Lothian. And Kyle Monroe himself, a youngster for Hamilton, scored the winning goal, and he got his debut, I believe, against Motherwell a couple of weeks ago, obviously before the international break, and now he's scored the winner in the game after that. And it's a very important winner for Hamilton, as I mentioned. So the BBC have got a wee section here saying, what did we learn? And Livingston seem to be missing something at home so far this season. Hawksmen only lost twice in West Lothian last term and conceded just 8 times overall. But so far this term, they've been beaten twice and shipped 6 goals. Now, of course, the first one being to Hibernian, and then they've lost this game at home to Hamilton, conceding twice, so it's not a good look for Livingston. They definitely built their success last season over their home form because their away form was absolutely shambolic, and so far this season it has pretty much went the same way for them. They've not been able to get that away form up just yet, so they'll need to try and turn that around. But on the flip side, as this article goes on to say, Hamilton have added something to their game on the road. This is the first time they've secured back-to-back away wins in the league since November 2017, so that's just about 3 years since they recorded back-to-back away wins in the Premier League. They only won twice away from home last season, but they've matched that number in their first 3 trips away from home in the league so far, so you've got to give them credit. Overall, I believe this man, David Templeton, deserves his Man of the Match award that the BBC have awarded him here. He's got his club back into the match with the equaliser, obviously, and then provided the assist for the winner that Kyle Monroe provided. So It's a fantastic result for Hamilton, and as you can see for the stats here, Livingston had a lot of shots, but Hamilton ended up with more on target. So Hamilton clearly providing that bit more clinical nature in front of goal, and Livingston struggling in that sense. And there's the stuff that matters for Hamilton. At the moment, they are currently out with the bottom two. Livingston currently occupy that second bottom spot, and Motherwell there as well. I do think Motherwell will be able to bring themselves back out, but a team like Livingston, I worry. I worry about them at the moment. They've not got the same quality throughout their squad, I do believe, that they had last season. Of course, they've lost a player like Lyndon Dykes, and they've brought in Anthony Stokes, who isn't fit yet, wasn't in the squad at all, and I'm not entirely convinced with the players they've brought in to try and remedy the losses that they've made in their squad. So I do worry about Livingston this season, especially if they can't pick up that home form. But on the flip side of that, obviously Hamilton's form guide, 2 wins in the last 3, so that's looking quite good for them. It's good form for Accies, obviously. They're probably going to be flirting with those bottom spots once again, but are they going to do it once again? Are they really going to prove us wrong once again? Well, it's time to get Ben from OnlyAccies on to see what he thinks about the whole situation, and if Hamilton can actually do it once again and prove all the doubters wrong. Right, Ben, so we've got you on. What's your initial reaction to the win against Livingston, obviously coming from behind? Good result for these.
A brilliant result. We said kind of after the game that not the most incredible performance. I think first half Livingston dominated. Second half Hamilton dominated. Very much a game of two halves. At the end of the day, 3 points is the most important thing, as seen by the fact that catapulted is up to ninth. But there's still major improvements to be made, and I don't want people to, or Hamilton fans, MD, to have watched that result and thought this is smashing. Where the team's good enough, the tactics good enough. There's always room to improve, and we do have some major improvements to be made. A great win, I'm very happy with it, but a lot to do.
I've seen loads of players come through Hamilton's youth system, and you're kind of building a squad that's quite similar to that. You've still got a lot of youth players involved in the team. There isn't a hell of a lot of experience throughout. So what do you make of that? Like, kind of the way the squad's been built. Obviously, a player like Callum Smith coming in, who I know relatively well. I wasn't too enamoured with that signing when it happened. I did not expect him to be playing football. But what do you make of it?
That's a weird one because I always want Hamilton to bring the youth through. That's what we're known for. That's how we make our money. We take these players, we grow them, we sell them. That's just how it works. I do think this season we're lacking a lot of experience. Obviously, the players that we lost, like Gogic and McGowan, maybe not experienced like overall in football, but experienced within the league, within the Premiership. And we lost them, and they're big losses, especially Gogic, given how well he's doing for Hibs now. But a lot of youth, and at times you think too much, and you need some experienced heads around them. Obviously, like people like Brian East and all that have still to come back, but we do need people and experienced people, and mostly defenders, in my opinion, that we need in. But on the other hand, you look at yesterday, and it was one of our youth products who scored the winner. So I want Hamilton to bring through as many youth players as I can and grow them and make them into proper professionals. But I don't think that should happen in sacrifice of safety in the league. And speaking of Callum, I wanted to actually talk about Callum Smith because I was the same as you when he joined. I was a bit like that. Like, if Dunfermline don't even, with all due respect, if Dunfermline don't even want him, like, why are we, interested? But mate, from what I've seen, he's a wee player, by the way.
I have seen a few wee highlights in his the first game of the season? He played quite well and then got brought.
Oh mate, 45 minutes. He only got for the first half, but he was fucking class, like really good. like he created all the chances. Basically came. He played down the left, and basically all the chances came through him, and then he get brought off. I don't know why, but that was a weird decision. But he get brought off, and we've barely seen anything of him since. He's decent. He's obviously raw and still needs to grow and improve. But I'm telling you, I reckon he could have done a job in the Championship from what I've seen.
I'm not having it. I'm never going to admit. Obviously, we've spoken about the squad. We've spoken about your kind of reaction to the latest win, and obviously, it's put you up the table a wee bit, put you out of the positions that everyone seems to have you in every year, including myself. I put you there, rock bottom this year again. Will you go to prove us wrong? A simple yes or no. Will you prove us wrong once again and stay up?
Yes. I will never ever say no. Ever. Like I will never say we'll get relegated. And even though in my head, as the season begins, I'll be looking at the squad and I'll going, I don't know about this.
Aye.
And listen, I'd be happy with 10th and just
Hmm.
avoiding that. I would honestly be happy. But
Seems
I
to be
think
the
if
same every year, pretty much.
exactly like I'd be more than happy with 10th every season. But obviously with improvement, I do reckon with a few kind of smart signings, I don't see why we couldn't secure kind of ninth, eighth, ninth. I don't see why that's out of the question, to be honest. Like Celtic, Rangers, Aberdeen, and Hibs, I'd say is pretty much secure. What
Hmm.
order they lie in, we'll wait and see. But I do think the top four will be top four.
Hmm.
Anything below that, I do think is kind of up for grabs. Now, listen, will Hamilton get fifth? No,
No.
but like it's not fully like out the
Nah.
question. Like
Nah,
I
come
don't,
on.
I don't. Listen. I'm not saying we will, right? I'm not saying we will, and we will be bottom half. I'm quite, I'm not gonna, think of that. But I'm just looking at the table now. When you look at, I'm just saying, who knows? Who knows?
We'll wait and see. But aye, that's it for this video, guys. Cheers for watching. Cheers to Ben at OnlyAccies for coming on. I'll leave the links to them in the description below. You can go and check out their stuff if you're looking for Hamilton academical content. Obviously, there isn't a hell of a lot of that on the internet, so if you want to go over there and give it a watch, then please do. I highly recommend it. And he's got a cracking wee name. I've heard it somewhere. Rings a bell, certainly. Anyway, I digress. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like, comment down below if you want more of this sort of review content on different SPFL teams, and subscribe for more of this type of content, football related, Scottish football stuff in the future. Until the next video, I'll see you then. Cheers, guys.